What's up, guys? Legendary Talks again. Um, episode 92. Very excited to talk to the amazing Sidra Smith. We have some Wi-Fi issues right there. I think we'll figure it out, though. Hi, Sarah. Hey, Derek. What's up, guys? Thank you for joining. Joseph Solis. What's up? I didn't realize you followed me on IG. Thanks for joining my 90-second Legendary Talk. We have Sidra Smith. Hey, Lucky. We had some Wi-Fi issues with Sidra, but we're going to figure it out. Anyway, how are you guys feeling? What's going on with you? What are you drinking? I'm drinking Belvedere and soda. Sidra's joining again. Let's see how this goes. Episode 92, gearing up for my 100th episode in about 2 weeks. Very excited about that. Hi, Boo.
I need to put my glasses on so I can see all the comments.
Okay, how you feeling?
Fabulous.
It's still bad Wi-Fi.
I think that's your Wi-Fi, Damon.
No, it's fine. It's not my Wi-Fi. This is my 92nd episode. Okay, trust me. It's not my. It's your Wi-Fi.
I am in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Okay, now we got it going. Okay, how are you, my darling?
I feel like, okay, if I have to read anything, I have to put my glasses back on.
I understand. Ain't nothing to read. Cheers.
I miss you. Can we start there? I waited till 10 o'clock
Can you hear me?
to have my first glass of wine.
Good. I know it's past your bedtime.
You know it is. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
Okay, so first of all, I want to thank you for, doing my show. You've seen it before, I know you have. And basically, we celebrate people that have been really important to culture. So I thought you would be a great person to have on here as you kind of have just lived culture as a life. You mean so?
Thank you. Do you remember the first time we met?
No.
You don't remember?
No.
How do you think we met?
I have no idea. Please refresh my memory.
I mean, you don't remember where we met, so you just feel like you've.
You're coming in and coming out, boo-boo. You're coming in and coming out still.
Are
you in a weird area? Or?
I am. I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida. Hold up a second.
Okay. Maybe move locations. That might help. Someone said, I don't remember what I did yesterday. I don't know who that was, but how rude.
How is this?
Hey, Sydney, what's up? So Sidra is an amazing, interesting person. I can't wait to really chat with her. Let me get this Wi-Fi under control.
Can you not see me?
I can't see you right now, but I can hear you.
Are you?
Oh, now I can see you.
This is crazy.
Now I can see you.
It's bad.
Did you try turning off your Wi-Fi? It's just coming in and coming out. Did you try turning off your Wi-Fi?
No.
Try turning off your Wi-Fi on your phone. That might help.
Help. Because it's worse without the Wi-Fi.
Say again?
The Wi-Fi, if I turn the Wi-Fi off, it'll be worse.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay, and can you switch locations? Is it better anywhere in the house?
Well, probably, but I'd have to go into the bedroom.
Ooh, let's do that for sure.
Wait.
I don't understand why that didn't start that from there. That's where it's going to end. That's where this interview is going to end. You know that. First of all, you're going to fall asleep anyway. It's past your bedtime. I know you.
Is this a better location, Damon?
I just can't. It just keeps going in and out, boo.
That's crazy. I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida. Lord.
Yes, please take us to your bedroom, boo.
But someone's in it.
Even better.
No,
Of course
no,
there
no,
is.
no. It's
You're
not
so
my
funny.
bedroom. It's not my bedroom. It's the bedroom where the Wi-Fi is someone else's bedroom.
So the interestingly, ironically enough, the Wi-Fi is only good in the bedroom. Is that what you're telling me?
But not my bedroom, someone else's bedroom.
I get it. In someone else's bedroom, the Wi-Fi is only good there. Is that what you're saying?
Probably. My housemate.
Well, it's coming in and coming out. I don't know. Do you? I can hear you, but then
the Wi-Fi is not working. I'm on my conversation with Legendary Damon.
I know. Maybe
I might have
outside.
to go to your bedroom. Come say hi.
Oh my gosh!
Look, ask Angela Bassett if I have a bedroom.
Why? Wi-Fi is in my bedroom?
Yes, that's where Wi-Fi is.
Oh.
You see? Can I go in your bedroom?
Yes, you can.
Listen, I'm at Angela's house in St. Petersburg, Florida, and I didn't want to go busting up in her bedroom with Legendary Damon and all these people. Let's see if it works better. Is the room?
It's already working better. So
maybe. Oh, is it working better now?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you 100%. So.
But you can't see me.
Well, it's glitching. I can kind of see you, but I can hear you. So.
This is ridiculous. How is this?
That's good.
Is this better?
Yes.
I'm going to have to sit on the floor in Angela's bedroom.
All right. Thank you, Angela. We appreciate you. Poor Angela has to listen to this mess, right?
I'm invading her poor house. I've been on Zoom calls all day. It's ridiculous.
Listen, all I have to say is poor Angela. She invited you to come to her house, and this is what she gets, right? I'm like...
And now I'm having a call with you on the floor in her bedroom. How about that?
Well, we appreciate her. She's saving the day. Thank you, Angela Bassett, you know? Okay, so this is working though, so we're good.
So I'm like literally right next to the Wi-Fi, but now I have to hold this thing in my hand.
All right, we'll make it quick and painless in that case. Where's your wine?
I don't want it to be quick and painless.
You want it long and painful. Listen.
You crazy.
Where's your wine, first of all?
Voila. I miss you.
Okay. I miss you too, boo. Okay, so I want to celebrate you for your cultural contributions. Like I said, this show is to celebrate people that have been important to culture, whether, they're the most famous person in the world or not well known, doesn't matter to me at all. It's that they have been important to culture and they need to be celebrated for that. So that's why I asked you to be on the show. And I like asking people, one of the first questions I like asking people is to describe themselves. So please describe yourself to me as if I did not know you.
Shy. A lot of people don't know I'm shy. I really am.
I'm also shy. Listen, I'm also shy. People don't believe me either. We're both Pisces. People don't believe I'm shy either. I'm like, I am. So
I know. It's like people think that I'm not, but I am shy.
Okay.
I'm quiet. Believe it or not. I know this is hard to believe.
I know.
I love taking walks in the morning. Like sometimes moments of solitude, getting myself ready for the day with moments of solitude, long walks through Central Park. It makes me happy. I love the water. I'm curious about culture, different cultures, and I love jazz.
Yeah. Okay, great. I think you're a curious person in general. Like you said, you're curious about other cultures. I think you're curious about life in a great way. Like you're a very curious individual. I think I know that about you. You really are a big walker in the morning, and I think that's I don't know if you meditate, but that's a form of meditation for you, I think, to get you grounded and settled and your brain clear for the day, I think. I'm speaking for you, but
It's true.
Yeah. I would call you the Queen of Harlem, first of all. I have called you on so many times and been like, you know, where can I get a gourmet vegan hot dog with a very luxurious environment and a $900 bottle of wine in Harlem? Like, oh, go to 120. I mean, I live in Harlem for many years. I should know this stuff too. You're like, go to 137th and Broadway and ask for Jose. Tell him Sidra sent you. You know, like, but I've asked you for so many random things and you know everything about Harlem. So how long have you been in Harlem?
How about I moved to Harlem in 2002?
Got it.
And when I first came to Harlem, Damon, I literally came out here for 3 months.
Yeah.
And I sublet an apartment on 126 between Lenox and 6th and 7th.
Yep.
And after those 3 months, I was just in love, and I've been living literally within that area since. So I know everybody. New York makes me happy. New York changed my life.
Good. I moved to Harlem in 2002 as well, and I've been in New York for about 15 years prior to that, and I had lived in Hell's Kitchen and, you know, kind of those areas, and I moved to Williamsburg, Brooklyn right before that, which I never liked, and Harlem felt like home the minute I got there. It felt like home to me, you know?
Yeah.
I used to say this about Harlem. I say, if anything happens, like, you know, a blackout or any of these things, just get to Harlem. You're safe. As soon as you're in Harlem, you're good.
You are 1,000% safe.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
Literally.
Okay, so you're from New Jersey, correct? Born in New Jersey.
Camden, New Jersey. I want to give a shout out to anybody from Camden who's on here. South Jersey near Philly, yes.
Shout out Camden. And then what do you think, how do you think New Jersey influenced your current life? Like what do you still have, you know, in, you know, 2020 that's, you know, you learned from New Jersey or that influenced you?
Mm-hmm. Camden, growing up in Camden, New Jersey took away my fear.
Oh, good.
You know, it's like when Tasha and I were young, we were 4 years old. My mother moved us to California from Camden. So when we moved back to Camden at like 10, 11 years old, it was a lot going on in them streets. And we were there until we were 18, and it was rough. But when I look at like everything that we've experienced in life, every situation, traveling, like work, I mean, it's just, we have no fear because of where we're from.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change anything. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it the same exact way, because I feel like it gave us fire. It gave us intention. It gave us, it allowed us to dream. And I don't know what would have been that, you know, that foundation for us otherwise.
Yeah.
But I love Camden. I would not change a thing, but it definitely made us strong.
Yeah, great. And I think too that those, you know, those like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old years kind of shape who you are as a creative adult. You know, like those kind of like what you're exposed to creatively, like really shapes who you become as this creative adult. What was the first song you remember connecting with ever?
The Last Poets. What was that song? It was a Gil Scott-Heron song. What is it? What is the song about the revolution?
Yeah. Will That Be Televised, that one?
Yes. That song was a song that I listened to over and over and over again as a child. And
why'd you connect with that song? What was it?
I don't know. It's like just listening to his words and his strength and his power, and, you know, I don't know. It was just something about that song, and that listening to that song and the poetry within the song made me want to write. I think that's what planted that storytelling seed with me. Yeah.
There was like a truth to it and a power to it and a boldness to that song, all those things, you know, so. Mm-hmm. And then what movie do you think either kind of like, did you connect with or like described you, or, you know, what movie kind of you could, you know, is a very important movie to your childhood, like you're under 14, which?
Yes.
Which one?
Mahogany.
That's what I thought, isn't it?
Mahogany. And wait a minute, don't let me forget another song that I listened to over and over again as a child, which is actually even more than the Gil Scott-Heron song, was this Tina Marie song, Casanova Brown. And we would sing that song all the time, listening to Tina over and over and over again. And she and I actually ended up in my adulthood becoming best friends. And it was just, like, she's a Pisces. And so, yeah.
Isn't it amazing when, like, you know, your childhood, let's say dreams or whatever, become reality? It's always such an amazing, interesting thing. You mean?
It's crazy.
Wait, so Mahogany, okay, so I showed Mahogany, I was doing a movie night in LA where I was showing kind of like, I call it the classics. And I didn't see Mahogany as like a young kid, I saw it as I got older, but I just showed it recently. And the fact that that movie came out in, I think, 1972, and was, you know, to this day, it's still an amazingly relevant movie with the fashion and everything. And it was a black woman lead. It was so revolutionary for that time. What an amazing thing for that, you know, in 1972 to be, you know, the entire movie is all black cast, is, you know, starring, you know, a black woman. What an amazing thing, I think. And I think I've asked lots of people, and a lot of people say that movie kind of like, you know, really shaped them in a lot of ways. So.
Oh my God, Mahogany and Lady Singing the Blues. Just watching Diana Ross being so beautiful and fabulous. It was inspiring. Yeah, like I was watching something with Tracy Ellis, and she was saying that, you know, she's so impressed for her mother for even having the agency and the, you know, the I guess the boldness to be that woman. You mean, you know, she's like, where'd all that come from? You know, she's from Detroit, like I am, and, you know, Tracy's being like, you know, that her mom even wanted those things is so inspirational to her. You know, so. Oh my God! By the way, I just love everyone from Detroit. Like Detroit. Do you know I have never been to Detroit?
Well, listen, then you should go.
Can we go after the pandemic?
I'll take you there for sure. I mean, like everything, it's changed in a lot, you know, it's changed, but Detroit has a certain, I would say, I'm from Detroit, you're from Camden, and it's a very musical town and a very creative town, but it also has a really gray quality about it, which, you know, it sparked me personally to be creative, because it was kind of this gray, there's a real grayness to it that, you know, it makes you either kind of go towards the grayness or go towards a creative life, you know, so.
Right.
But it's, you know, it's very working class in a great way. I have a strong work ethic and really good morals that I got from Detroit. I think everyone from Detroit has great taste in music. Those three things for sure. So.
God, did you love Searching for Sugar Man?
Yes, of course.
I cried. I love that movie.
Okay, so who's the first black model you ever remember?
Model?
Yep.
Naomi Campbell.
Got it. And was it like on the cover of a magazine or something, or where was it?
How about when I was 19, I moved to Paris for 3 months, and I got a job modeling, doing like showroom modeling. And I remember I went to this club called Bon Douche. Believe it or not, I didn't know a lot of models, but I remember running into Naomi Campbell in this club, and I was like, oh my God, that's the girl from the magazine. And it was just like crazy. Matter of fact, I never even told her this story. Literally met her when I was 19 in Paris at Bon Douche.
Amazing.
And she was the first model that I had ever seen in person who was famous.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know,
she must have been 20 or 19 at the time, right? She was the same age, like young, right?
Yeah, we had to have been the same age.
Yeah.
I think. How old is Naomi? Oh, for real.
I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. And then where were you, like? So were you kind of in New York City in the 80s, like in the scene of New York City at all?
No, not at all. It's so funny. I came to New York probably in '88 with one of my friends from Camden, a guy named Alan Payne. And he took me to the New Eurekan Poetry Lounge, because he did like something there, a one-man show or something. And that was my first trips to New York. New York, in Camden, New York felt so far away. Yeah. I didn't think I could ever live in New York. It just it felt too expensive. It felt too far. And I remember I took one of my first trips to New York with Alan Payne, and it was like, wow. Yeah. But I didn't hang beyond that.
Got it. And I mean, let's talk about that. So your first trip to New York, I mean, was it engulf? You know, like I feel like New York engulfs people their first time. You just look up, and you look around, and the energy is engulfing. I mean, was it magical for you, or was it too kind of like it's scary, or I can't do this? What was your first?
Well, you know what was interesting? So we went from New Eurekan poetry to
Mm-hmm.
120 like Fifth, Sixth, and Lenox back in the 80s.
Yep.
I was scared. I was like, this is scary.
So funny.
It's like you go from one extreme. I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. It was big. It was a lot. It was like, you know.
Well, that's the brilliance of New York. You can go to, you know, a fabulous restaurant on one corner and then go to some, you know, ratchet club on the next. You know, that's the brilliance of New York. It really offers a little bit of everything, and that is the brilliance of New York, I think. So, you know.
Yeah, that's true. My sister did New York way before I did. I mean, she was doing comedy at the Peppermint.
Yeah.
You know, so she knew New York a little bit better. But when I first came to New York, I was like, this place is too big. It's too many things going on. It's like, you know. And
now you're the queen of Harlem. See
and
how
now
that works?
I'm the queen of Harlem. How about that? Look at that.
You know, look at God. So you were modeling in Paris. What was that? Was that a good experience, or what was that like for you?
It changed my life.
In regards to,
you know, coming from Camden, New Jersey, you don't really have a perspective of the world, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I'll never forget when I landed in Paris, I went to a tea shop and I sat down and I ordered hot chocolate.
Yep.
And they took a block of chocolate and they melted it into the teacup and then added this cream to it. I'm sorry. I'm literally in her bedroom, okay?
We thank you.
Say hi. Say hi to Legendary. We are.
Thank you.
She's like,
Listen, Charlie, that's what she gets for inviting you. I told you. You mean so?
He said, that's what you get for inviting me to your house.
Exactly. you invited Sidra, you got Sidra.
Will you tell him I'm a good house guest, right?
Yeah.
I'm quiet. I'm not in your way, right?
First of all, what's she gonna say? No, she's a bad house guest. No, like, exactly. Listen, you invited Sidra, you got Sidra. You know what I mean? Like so.
No. Isn't he fabulous? Yeah. Y'all don't, man. This is Legendary Damon.
Ditto, kiddo.
Legendary.
Yes. Thank you for letting us use your. Thank you for letting us use your bedroom, by the way.
You're on Insta Live right now. She's like, what are y'all on? She don't even know Instagram Live. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So you're in Paris getting some hot chocolate. That changed your life.
Chocolate, it changed my life. I was like, oh my God. I remember calling my friend saying, they serve hot chocolate with blocks of chocolate and cream. And it was just unbelievable. And then the food, I think it like introduced me to cuisine, you know, outside of soul food, you know. Well,
it was all just new and different and exciting, I'm sure. You mean, so my first time to Paris or to Europe in general, the same thing. It was just absolutely opposite of how we live. It broadened your whole mind. You mean?
It literally like it was amazing. The shopping, the people, the French.
Yeah.
You know, the wine.
The newness of it all. You know, like it's all new. And you know, and to be honest, I'm sure you were too. When I'm in Europe, you know, a lot of times I'll be by myself, meeting friends and things like that. I'm feeling myself. I'm like, I'm walking down the street of Paris right now. You know, so you automatically feel yourself in Europe. You mean?
And you know what was so different though back then is that we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah,
there was no social media. So so I was kind of alone, but I felt like this it was so magical. I felt like I was in a wonderland. I remember I went to the Louvre by myself and I was like, it was the first time I had ever been to a museum like that.
Well, yeah, there's a real independence for you being in the Louvre as a 19-year-old Black woman from Camden, New Jersey. There's a real freedom and something in all of that. That was probably a really defining moment for you. That's part of your life, you know. So
yeah, I fell in love with Europe then.
Yeah.
And now I go every year.
And then what was the next thing after that? What was the next thing for you after that? Career-wise or work-wise?
After that, I actually ended up in Italy for 2 years. Mm-hmm. I ended up going to visit some friends in Milan. And it was another model I was working with, and she was like, oh my God, I want to help you get an agent, and da-da-da. I had just gone there for 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, I rented an apartment for a year, paid for it flat out. I fell so much in love with Italy.
Yeah.
And then I ended up staying there for 2 years, and it was like incredible.
Yeah. And then you moved, after Italy, where'd you move?
Back to LA.
LA, got it. Because you started casting, and you were casting Dr. Dre music videos.
Oh my God, how did you know?
First of all, that's really what this whole talk is about. Please tell. Like, what? First of all, what year was that? Like, you know, was that 90s? When was that?
Let me tell you, it had to have been before the Chronic, or maybe right before the Chronic. God, oh my God. But, well, let me tell you a funny story. It was when Dr. Dre and Snoop were so hot. So hot.
Yep.
I remember it was like before he bought that Lamborghini, because I remember when he bought it.
Yep.
MTV had given Dr. Dre, and I was working with them at the time, casting these videos, and MTV gave them a deal to do their own scripted series. MTV was just about to get into scripted.
Yep.
So they're like, here's the money, whatever you want to do, you can do. Dr. Dre, how about we developed a pilot for a show? Are you ready for this? Gilliam's Island. We did a spoof on Gilligan's Island, and we called it Gil and Nem's Island. And it was about a group of Black people who got shipwrecked. It was so ghetto. By the time we got done doing that, MTV looked at us and were like, okay.
So no show?
Island. I wish I knew where that pilot was.
Me too.
The director, his name was Benji. I think it may have ruined his career, because I never heard from this dude again. Ever.
How did you start casting for Dr. Dre? How did that happen?
Gosh, you know what? How did that happen? Just like you don't know how you met me. I don't know how that happened. I had my own office. How about we had this building, we had a conference room, we had offices. I mean, we had lines around the corner, girls and guys auditioning. I'll never forget Damon, Paul Mooney. He was a friend at the time because my sister, well, still is. My sister was doing comedy, so he was like our uncle. So we were like, yeah, we're going to get Paul Mooney to play, you know, the professor. Called him, yeah, sure, I'll come in. He came in. It was so many people. He waited. I'm like, I knew we were going to offer him the role. He was not going to audition. He waited 30 minutes patiently. I'm like, Paul, please, I'm so sorry. I'll come right back. No problem. I bring him into the office. He sits down. He takes the script and throws it on the desk.
First of all,
David,
I love Paul Mooney so much, by the way.
Throws it on the desk and says, what in the hell? Who do you think I am? I'm not doing no like this. And I said, Paul, really? You can't, you waited to, he was like, no, this is ridiculous. What kind of, and he went berserk. We laughed so hard for like 2 hours after Paul, because we could not believe he waited all that time.
To tell you hell no, basically.
To tell me hell no.
Well, first of all, he said it much more curse words than that. Trust me, he loved to curse, that one. So I love Paul Mooney. My friend was, I think, managing him for a time, and I went to see him in LA years ago, and I had cornrows in my hair, which was a mistake because they sat us in the front row at the Paul Mooney show. And you know how that went down. He said, I wasn't even sit down yet. He said, white boys with cornrows, and the rest went downhill from there. You know how that went.
I already know. He let you have it.
And then listen, we ended up becoming great friends. I love him. He's a great guy.
Paul is like our uncle. We love him so much. He's so
great. I love him. He's great. And I think, did you also cast The Players Club, my favorite movie of all time?
You better shut up, dude. Stop.
Did you?
No, it wasn't Players Club, although my dear friend Christelle Wilson was in it. It was Players Ball.
Oh, my bad, my bad. My bad on that. And how was that?
The other players.
And how was that?
How was that?
Hello?
You said, how was it?
Yeah, how was that experience?
It was great. It was great. Matter of fact, Al Payne was in that. My boy Al.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wi-Fi's not even that great in Angie's room either.
Are you sure that's not your Wi-Fi?
It's okay, I think, right now. Did you move or something?
I'm going closer to the...
To the bedroom. Okay.
I'm in the
Okay, yeah, you're gonna end up in the bed. Poor Angela. Listen, I told you that's what she got you. So then what was next after all the casting stuff? What was next for you after that?
Whew. What was next? Oh my God. It's like I did a lot of casting for a long time. And that's what actually brought me to New York. I came to New York to cast a film. It was Fat Albert. But it was it was before the one that they actually made. Because the original Fat Albert, Forrest Whitaker was directing it. And we cast the whole film. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Great.
Okay. We cast the whole film and then all of a sudden they changed directors. But the beautiful thing about that is that it got me to New York. Good. But even before coming to New York, you know, I used to want to be a director. Yeah. And I directed a film in 97, actually, a movie called A Luv Tale. Yep. And it was an amazing experience. Yep. And it was like the first kind of, you know, LGBTQIA film about, you know, Black women of color at the time. Yeah. Yep. And it's amazing what came after that film. Yeah. And the cool thing is that we've actually done a series version of the film called A Luv Tale, the series, which is going to premiere the end of next month on EssenceStudios.com. I
don't know why you didn't ask me to be on that show. How rude.
Wait a minute. Don't.
First of all, you asked me like 10 times. You asked me 10 times. Like, I could never do it.
Wait a minute. I literally begged you. I had so many cameos written for you. You don't remember me stalking?
I'm joking with you. I want to be on it. You would call me and say, "Can you come right now?" I'm like, "No, I can't come right now." But you know, but I wanted to do it.
Okay, well that's okay because we're gonna do a season 2.
Good. I definitely want to be on season for you. Good. Thank you. I'll be Sidra's friend from Harlem. That's always calling her saying, "Where can we go?" So let's talk about Free Angela and what that experience was like for you. So you produced the movie, right?
You know what? I had the opportunity, like I was an honorary producer. So Free Angela and All Political Prisoners was a documentary that you all should see. Yes. By an amazing filmmaker named Shola Lynch. Yep. And Shola I saw a movie that she made on Shirley Chisholm, and I was like, "What? You're so good. If I can ever do anything to help you, let me know." Yep. And I started working on this doc on Angela Davis. Yep. And she came to me probably 7 years after working on it on her own and asked me to join her team, which I did. And I ended up bringing Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith came on board as executive producers. We helped her finish the film. We premiered it at TIFF. And then it, you know, Lionsgate bought it and released it, and it was amazing. And now I'm doing a biopic on Angela Davis because of it. Amazing. Yeah, we optioned Angela's autobiography. I just got the chills. Think about that. That's amazing. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Real chills. I'm serious because I know how amazing it'll be and how important the story is. I know the power of what it's going to be. So you mean? Yeah, it's been a journey because getting a script right in Hollywood is a serious situation. Especially when it's about a black, you know, a black woman that's, you know, unconventional, you know, and still alive, and you want to honor her, and we are definitely going to honor her in this film. Good. Well, getting back to the original, you know, movie, the documentary one, like, you know, I remember when you were doing it, I remember you talking about it, but you're like me in a lot of ways. I didn't know how you got involved. I'm kind of the same way where if I really like something, a singer or something, I just go up to the person directly and say, I want to help you in any way I can.
because I believe in you so much. You know, I believe in, and I think you feel the same way about the director of that movie, you know, and obviously Angela, but like, you know, I think in a lot of ways, you're just passionate, and that leads you to your next kind of thing in life. You know, you really go with your passion, you mean?
1,000%. And I feel like I'm a director's producer.
Yeah.
You know, it's like me having that experience directing a Luv Tale made me, and I did a lot of other like documentaries. I lived in Ghana for 2 years where I did a bunch of documentaries on multinationals doing business in West Africa. But I realized that I'm more, I don't know, productive as a producer supporting directors. And when and also just to see that talent, right, in directors, and just being able to help them is something that I'm very passionate about. Well,
so you must be so proud for, number one, I guess, supporting the project the way that you do and did. And, you know, I just really think I want you to be proud of yourself for being so passionate and so supportive of such an amazing plural projects. You mean? So.
You're so sweet. Can I just tell you that?
No, we're talking about you.
Seriously.
So listen,
No, can I just say this, Legendary Damon?
Yes.
You are such a sweet person.
Thank you.
Sweet, supportive soul. You're always doing community stuff. You're always supporting people, everything from art to fashion to music. I mean, you're just like amazing, and I'm just so grateful to have met you. By the way, the day that I met you was at an event that Mona Scott gave.
Okay.
And I can't remember where, but it was an event, and you were dressed so fabulous. I could not keep my eyes off you. I was like, who is he? Who is that guy? They were like, you don't know Legendary Damon? I was like, no, where is he? I'm going to find the event because I remember. I'm going to find it so I can tell you, but I'll never forget. I just couldn't stop staring at you.
You know what? I think I remember it. It was a Jones magazine event?
Yes.
I remember meeting you. I do remember, yeah.
That's what it was. Do you remember? That's the first day we met.
Lindell McMillan. It was his event.
Was Mona Scott there?
Yeah, I think she was there too. I remember it now, vividly now. That's right.
Maybe it was her I said that too. It was.
So, how was I? Was I nice to you? Because some people have two different stories when they first meet me. I could be a little curt to some people.
What's interesting? Let me tell you. When I met you, it's almost like people probably look at you and they get intimidated, or they probably think that you think you're the shit. So they're probably afraid to approach you. And initially I was like, who is he? And then I remember saying hi to you, and you were so sweet. I was like, he's a teddy bear.
Well, good. Because some people have, there's two different stories that I'm as warm as can be, or I'm kind of like real short with people. So in first meeting. So, I'm a vibe person too. You probably had a big warm smile. You had that gorgeous skin that's, defies all, and you have this beautiful, amazing skin that defies anything. You're tall, gorgeous. Yeah, I'm sure it was your warmth that made me probably be reciprocal. You mean so?
Oh, I was like, oh, he's a teddy bear.
Wait, so let's talk about some of your physical features. So your skin is bizarrely amazing. Always has been since I've known you. Do you have any skin secrets, or it's kind of genetics? What's going on there?
No, I have skin secrets.
I believe it's genetics, but I would like to hear your secrets.
Well, for one, lots of red wine.
Yeah, good. Cheers again. Cheers.
No, let me tell you. I use this product called Spotica. And it's this product made by this Black woman. It's just this all natural, and I love it so much. Cleansing cream. Love Active Moist. Believe it or not, old school Dermalogica Active Moist.
Yeah.
But even more important, I'm in bed before 10, Damon.
Yeah.
I get my sleep. I'm not out in these streets until 2
in the morning. Listen, I don't think you've ever been to one of my parties. And listen, you're a good friend of mine. You're very supportive. I don't think you've ever been to one of my parties because you go to bed at 9 o'clock every single day.
I'm in bed by 10 o'clock.
Listen, I'm talking about in bed too. I could be like, I'm having a party for, I don't know,
It could be Madonna.
Yeah, it could be Madonna, Diddy, Naomi Campbell, Beyonce are all at my house having dinner. Come over. And you're like, no, I can't. It's past 10 o'clock. I mean, I'm like, I'm like, Jay-Z wants you to come sit next to him at dinner. You're like, I can't. You're like, I can't.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
But no, I say it all the time, and we're on IG Live, but in person, your skin is probably one of the most luminous, amazing things on the planet, and I love it. And also, no one wears a shaved head better than you. Like you have you have a lot of presence. When you walk in a room, I think based off of your stature alone, you have great posture. Your shoulders are back, which I would say posture and confidence go hand in hand. You're a gorgeous woman that's tall with great posture. But you have a inner presence as well that like enters the room with you. So
thank you, Damon,
yep.
Legendary Damon. I love you.
And then also another weird thing about you is that you literally know everybody, like period, in the discussion. And I do too. I know tons
about me.
I know a lot of people, and annoyingly, I'll try to introduce you to someone, and you already know them. Like I've never introduced someone you don't know. It's so annoying to me. I mean, we have some similarities. We're both Pisces, like I said. We have some similarities. Why do you think you know everybody? Like, what is it? What is your take on that? Because you literally know everybody. So
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I really, but you know what? You're right. The more I think about it, I do know a lot of people.
You sure do.
I don't even know how. I have no idea how this happened.
Well, I think it's because you are smart, articulate, fabulous, and real. People like real. So, that I think it's the real quality that people really migrate, especially people in Hollywood and in the industry that we're both in. Real is a rarity. So I think people migrate towards people that are real. That's what it is. So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who have you gagged over that you met? Kind of like whether it be Diana Ross or Michelle Obama, somewhere you're like, I cannot believe I just met that person. Or I'm talking to this person right now. Because we've all had those moments. I've had many. So.
Who have I gagged over?
Yeah, that's a good question, right?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I gagged over Angela Davis.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I
would.
Totally would. Me.
I gagged.
I saw Maxine Waters in action about a month ago. I'm getting the chills again thinking about it. And I've been in many rooms with her and seen her over the years, but to see her in action in her 80s, still so passionate, and to be honest, very strong, but very humble about it. I was kind of blown away. For me, that's my most recent gag, was seeing Maxine in action though. She was on Crenshaw, directing traffic, doing something. She was just doing the work that she says she has done all these years. She was doing it. You see what I'm saying? It was amazing for me.
I do. Let me think about that though. I want to answer that. Who have I gagged over?
I mean, have you met Michelle Obama? Have you met, like the first time you met Oprah, were you like, oh my God, it could be anybody.
You know what's so funny is that I gagged over Oprah. Of course, it's like, I was more like in awe, of Michelle Obama and Barack, but I didn't get to like see them like, I was in a room where they were, and I was just watching them from afar.
Yeah. No, but that's listen. Honestly, it sounds kind of groupie-ish, but to be in the presence of some of these people is amazing in the way that I like, again, I didn't talk to Maxine Waters at all. I think we may have said nod and said hi or something, but to see her in action, that was enough for me. I didn't need more than that. Just to see her doing the work was so. I was blown away. That's the truth. So like, maybe you seeing Oprah and Michelle Obama in the corner is all you need. You don't have to talk to them. You mean? So.
Well, I gagged over you, Legendary Damon.
I did not gag over you. No, I'm just kidding.
I gagged over you, baby. I did. I was gagging like, I stared at you all night.
God, get off. Get away from me. Get away. But I do say this, and I mean this very humbly. I've said this for years about myself. I'm a total star. I'm just not famous. Like, I believe that. You mean? So, I mean that humbly, too.
You are famous. You're famous. Please.
Listen, you're famous.
No, wait. My friend tells me I'm black famous.
I'm black famous, too. Okay, so I want to talk about your sister. Obviously, you have an identical twin sister, Tasha. She's an actress. She's been in.
.com.
What?
Who's the shit.com.
Yes, amazing. And she's had a huge, long, lengthy career. For 30 years probably. Right? How long has she been acting?
Gosh, since 30 years.
Yeah, about 25 years. She's been in like hundreds of things. So. But what I always thought was interesting about I guess you guys, is that, you know, you're identical, you guys sound alike, you look identical, you talk so much alike, you know, it's you know, if my ears were closed, I don't think I would know which one was which, you know? I mean, my eyes were closed. And I've been with you many times, and a lot of people think you're her. You know, they come up to you on the street. So, you know, I think the way you deal with it, it happens often when we're together, and the way you deal with it is so gracious and grateful, and it's really, you know, anyone else would, I think, would have more of an attitude about it, or, you know, I'm not her, or, you know, leave me alone, it's, you know, it's not, my sister's not me, and you're so gracious about it. How did you get to that place to be so, I've seen you interact with people a million times that, you know, mistake you for her, and how did you get to that place? Or what's your motivation for being, you know, that gracious and not basically shutting them down and keeping it moving? You mean?
Oh my God, you know what it is? It's a privilege, right?
Yeah.
It's such a privilege. It's such an honor.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I think. I'm like, for people to walk up to you and acknowledge you, and want to say hi and want to, like, it is a privilege and an honor. And so for me, I'm just like, wow, what, I mean, it's not the type of thing that happens to everybody. So if you're having that experience, you have to meet people with grace. Yeah. And so I'm just always acknowledging everybody, because for people to take that moment out to acknowledge you, you have to, like, receive that. It's a gift. Yeah. You know, so I'm that's how I see it. I see it as a gift.
Well, I'm really impressed by how you deal with it, and I've been around you many times, and I'm just always just been impressed at how gracious and grateful you are in those moments. I've been mistaken for, people come to me all the time and say, where do I know you from? I'm like, I don't know where you know me. So you know, I'm working towards that as my point. I don't have that yet. You know, I try to be as nice as I can, but, you know, it's kind of awkward and annoying and weird. So you know, but at the same time, I'm learning from you how to be, you know, make it a, you know, I try to be as nice as I can, but I'm not as good as you, basically.
That's because you don't know why they're recognizing you.
That's true. Good point. I really don't.
I know why.
That's true. Good point.
Like, huh.
They come to you all the time and say, where do I know you from? Like, I don't know where you know me from. I have no idea. You mean? I mean, all the time.
That's so funny.
I guess.
Yeah, I know where. And
that's true. That's a good point. And it's your sister who you love. You know, they think I'm freaking, what's his name? They were thinking I'm Macklemore, Jeremy Scott, all these people. I'm like, you know, I don't know them.
And let's give Tasha a shout out real quick, because Tasha is in Vancouver, Canada, literally in quarantine for 14 days. Matter of fact, you need to do a call with her, because I know she's bored. She's about to, well, not bored, because she does have a lot of work to do, but she's out there about to direct a David E. Kelly series.
Amazing.
That is amazing. And I can't remember the name of it, but she was going on and on and on about how amazing the script is.
Right.
Got there 2 days ago, and she literally has to be in quarantine for 14 days.
Wow.
So call her.
She's on tomorrow, right? I'm like, no, you guys are great. You're so supportive of each other. I love when it's your birthday. You both post the longest, lengthiest, like, posts about each other. You have so many great photos together. It's a really special relationship, but I was just want to point out that, like, you know, I think you've dealt with people thinking you're her very graciously. That's, you know, so, and I've always been impressed by that. So, remember when we did the Tank album release party, you and I, together?
Of course I do.
That was fun. That was really fun. And then we did lots of stuff at Ginny's as well, you and I, remember?
Yes, with DJ Rashida and DJ
Your favorite.
As a matter of fact, oh my God, DJ Kiss, if you are out there, girl, I'm calling you tomorrow. I have a project that I'm about to do with her and DJ MOS, but that'll be our next conversation.
Good.
Love them. Do you remember that day? We had so much fun. Kimberly Nicole performed.
Yeah, she's on here. Kimberly Nicole's on here from London.
Nicole, are you on here? I miss you. I love you, my darling. She's turned her butt off.
Could you?
And then also, what would be like a dream project for you, either now or in general?
I'm living my dream project.
Amazing answer.
No, I am. My Angela Davis biopic is my dream project. Amazing. I'm working with Essence. I help them create Essence Studios, which is a film television studios that focuses on content made by women of color. It's a dream project, you know? So I feel like I'm kind of living in that right now.
Amazing. That's a beautiful answer. So switching it up, what are the 5 best parties you've ever been to in your whole life?
The 5 best parties. 5?
Yep, girl. 5.
Dang.
Or 5 that.
You
5
know
that.
I'll be partying.
Girl, you've been to 5 great parties over the last 2-3 decades. Trust me. Okay. Like, listen, you like a party, you just go home at 9 o'clock. So.
Well, let me tell you. One year, my sister and I did Essence Fest.
Yep.
The parties were crazy, and I remember saying that that was the best time I ever had in the United States.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
Look, the party we did with DJ Rashida and DJ MOS with Kimberly Nicole performing was pretty damn cool.
I agree. At Jeannie's Supper Club in Harlem.
Literally. Whoa. I'm just seeing all these parties are flashing by. Oh my God. I need to think. You caught me off guard with that.
All right. You're all right. No problem. Okay, so I'm going to ask you another one. I hope it's not as hard. If you could have 4 people to dinner, living or dead, who would they be?
Ooh, you, of course.
Doesn't have to be me.
No, but you. Are you kidding me? You.
Okay.
Madonna.
Right. Oh, yes.
Diana Ross.
Oh, first off, yes. Okay, I'm there with you.
Quincy Jones.
Listen, Quincy Jones and I have the same birthday, by the way. So let's explain that dinner. Sidra Smith.
Yes.
Legendary Damon.
Yes.
Madonna.
Yes.
Diana Ross.
Yes.
Quincy Jones. And then you can have one more, because you and I go to bed.
One more, Lenny
Yeah.
Kravitz.
Girl, listen, who is amazing as well. Listen, that's the best dinner.
Is that a freaking dinner? Can we put that dinner together, please?
Yes, let's do it, actually.
Can we do that dinner?
I know 2 out of the 4. So wait.
What don't you know?
I don't know Madonna and I don't know Diana.
Okay, so, Tracy, Rhonda can help us with that.
Yep. And then Madonna, I know a lot of Madonna's dancers.
We can
First
get
of all,
to Madonna.
I'm glad that you like Madonna. I think people don't really give her credit. People don't, especially, I guess, this generation. Madonna, at her time, in her prime, was so amazing and so forward and really changed an entire thing, I think. People don't give her credit.
We need to add one more person.
That's fine.
Grace.
Oh, yes. Come on. It's getting better by the minute,
Listen.
Oh, yeah.
Grace Jones. You know why I want to have a dinner with this group? Because I want to hear stories.
Yeah, me too.
Hear all the stories. Ooh.
Me too.
I want the tea.
And then at that dinner, who do you think you would actually end up becoming friends with, keeping in contact with? If you had to choose one.
I feel like I'll be hanging out by the pool with Diana Ross drinking champagne.
I feel like I would probably. Grace is cool. I've met Grace before. I'm sure you have too. I think Madonna is the one I think that I would end up, hang out with after, so.
I think Madonna would be up too late for me, so she'd be up to me. She'll be like, girl, this girl is in bed.
Yeah, Diana might go to bed. I don't think Grace goes to bed early either. But Diana
hang out with Diana because her butt will go to bed early.
Yeah, Diana's like, it's 11 o'clock, let's go to bed. That's right. Listen, you are not a night person, that's for sure. Okay, so let me ask you a couple other questions. What inspires you right now in your life? Not necessarily quarantine, but in the last year or so, what inspires you? Could be anything.
I'm working on some really amazing things.
Yep.
And, I'm inspired to see them all come to life.
Yep.
So that's what's inspiring me. Right now is to see
your work is your projects are inspiring you, basically.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's inspiring me, and especially this Angela Davis film.
Yep.
Because when I do projects, I'm not looking at it as it's not a money thing. It's not a. You know what it is? I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about 1,000 years from now. 2,000 years from now, 100 years from now, the films, the projects that I work on, I want to be a reference point to our time. So I'm really inspired to tell those stories and to plant those seeds so that in the future, people can kind of see things from my perspective and the teams that I've done these projects with.
Yeah, and given authentic portrayal accurately, so that people in 100 years from now can look back at that and say, this is how it really was, not some sugar-coated Hollywood version where it's not real, it's not authentic. That's amazing.
So that's what I'm inspired by.
What are you grateful for?
Oh my God, can I tell you, I'm great. I have friends who are like, God, you have a lot of friends, like,
yep.
And I really do. It's unusual. Like you are my dear friend, my brother. I know I can, if I ever needed anything or called you or whatever, like, I know you will be like on your way.
Yep.
But I feel like I'm really grateful for the amazing friends that God has put in my life. I can go anywhere in the world, from here to Ghana, to France, to Italy, to Australia. It's just, I have really good friends everywhere, and I'm really grateful for it.
Amazing. That's great.
I'm up here, I'm in St. Petersburg, and 10 minutes from Angela is one of my best friends that I was neighbors, lived near when I lived in Atlanta back in '99. It's like, it's crazy.
Well, you've lived a very inspired life that's led you to many different places, and you have a great personality, so it only makes sense that you would, have all these different friends wherever you go in the world. That makes absolute sense to me, so, it's great. And then finally, it's a weird time, you're kind of working on film projects and stuff, but in general, people aren't really working. How can we support you, or what's a way that we could support you personally?
Gosh, the way that you guys could support me is by supporting each other.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, one of the things that I feel that we really have to do, especially now, is support each other, period. Yeah. Like, and when I say that, I mean it like, it could be an encouraging conversation. It could be checking on our friends. It could be, if job opportunities come up, just making sure everybody's okay. What I mean? And that for me was very important to me during this time, because things have changed drastically for everybody. And so by supporting each other. Can you see me?
Yeah, we're good. It's just a little glitch. And I think it's a beautiful answer, first of all. But also, I feel that we are supporting each other as like a community. I feel like, all of our community we are really supporting each other more than we all supported each other a year ago, but I think we're supporting each other more in the past 6 months. I feel it. I feel supported. So, you mean? Yeah,
it's true. Can I just give a shout out to some of my friends that I see on here?
You sure can.
I see you, Angela, Renee. I see Elizabeth. It's just so, Chef Max Hardy, I see you. Miss you.
Deja Smith is on here.
Is that my lady, Deja? I miss you.
Yep.
Oh my God, I miss you so much, Deja.
Kimberly Nicole was on here. I think Deep Tranny is on here.
Star, I see you, my baby brother. Aw, hey, I see you. Yusuf, I see you, babe. I'm out of town, but when I get back, we need to work out. I swear. Wait, okay. I just love it. I'm like looking at all these people.
Derek Downing was on here. Joseph Solis was on here. Who else? Okay. So Sidra, I want to thank you for doing this with me. First of all, I know it's you're kind of on vacation or wherever. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on over there, but you're living a you could have done it a different time. But I I just want to give you your roses right now. Like you are someone that has lived you've lived your life for culture. You've been so passionate about what you've done from. Aren't you so glad that that friend took you to the New York Post, cafe in the, in New York in the 80s or 90s that changed by the course of your life, or you went to Paris. You have lived your life based off of your heart and your passion, and you've done some really amazing things for culture and for people and supported people along the way, not for the money, not for the glory of it, but for the real passion of it and the love of it, and, to support culture in the truest sense of the, way. So I really want to thank you, and celebrate you for that. That's why, you know, we're here to celebrate you.
I'm so happy I did this too. I appreciate you so much. You're always so supportive. I swear I love you so much. You know, I'm always here if there's anything.
Thank you.
Like, you are my brother.
This is my 92nd episode, and I'm doing my 100th episode in 2 weeks. I'm very excited.
Congratulations. Who's on your 100th episode?
I'm not telling it. I have Misty Copeland this Thursday. I'm excited about that.
I'm excited about that too. I saw that. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. I love these conversations. You know, I'm always like hitting you up.
Yes,
love
you are.
them. Thank you. Don't stop.
I appreciate it. Yep. All right. Well, I want to thank you again for doing this. I love you. You know that. It's great to see and have this, you know, kind of connection. We can't see each other, but we're connecting right now. Yeah. I'm glad you got your Wi-Fi figured out. Thank Miss Angela Bassett for allowing us to invade her bedroom, and you know, you have fun.
Thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you.
Bye, guys.